We're live. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday live. Today we're going to talk about daylight savings time. And if you noticed, if you follow me regularly, I haven't been on for the past 2 weeks. And that's why we're going to talk about daylight savings time, because that first week after daylight savings time, I think I was just in a vegetative state. It went by. I wasn't getting good sleep. I was in the brain fog. And then when I finally woke up, I had lost a week and I didn't realize it. So this is what we're going to talk about today. We have some articles, of course, about daylight savings time, and I haven't read them yet, so we'll see what we end up with. We got 1, 2, I got 4. And so hopefully one of those will put a nice give us some information as to why I felt so horrible for a week. It took another week to recover, but for a week I was basically a zombie. And normally, if I was working, I wouldn't have noticed, because my normal base level function was zombie. So now that I am not sick, I am retired now, and I have the time to notice, I have noticed how crappy I felt after daylight savings time. Let's see. Okay, so let's start with how bringing forward to daylight savings time could affect your health. I put that one up there twice. 7 things to know about daylight savings time, the dark side of daylight savings time, and then sleeps, daylight savings time and sleep. Okay. So we have 4 articles we're going to go through. I have tea today. I had coffee earlier. So I'm going to have some tea in my water. And all right, let's start presenting. I think we're going to start with 7 things to know about daylight savings time, because I don't know a lot about it. I just know it exists. And like I said, this year I really noticed that it was a big problem for me. Normally I'm like, daylight savings time, take it or leave it, don't really care. But this year it was like, are you kidding me? I've just been in such mentally just not focused for the past almost 40 years that I didn't realize how horrible it is, daylight savings time, and how it affects me. Okay, here we go. We got a nice, right here. Okay, so we're going to go here so you guys can see the article. All right. Where are you at? Oh, 7 things. All right, so 7 things to know about daylight savings time. This was published March 9th, and it is the, what's the website? Public Health, JHU, things to know about daylight savings time. All right. On Sunday, most of the U.S. will advance their clocks 1 hour for daylight savings time, DST. This change means disruptions in sleep patterns of over 300 million people, the effects of which will doubtlessly be felt and seen nearly everywhere. Surveys from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine have found that about 63% of Americans would prefer to eliminate daylight savings time. I would prefer to eliminate, I wish I had done a poll. Would you prefer to eliminate daylight savings time? Yes, I would prefer to eliminate it. And I know all the arguments for it, but I am arguing against it today. So, 55% experience tiredness following the switch, but the time transition does more than just inspire mixed opinions. Grogginess, Foul moods, researchers say that the change has long-term negative consequences for our bodies and minds. Here are 7 things we learned about how changing the daylight savings time affects our lives. All right. Making this shift can increase your health risk. The scientific evidence points to acute increased in adverse points to acute increases in adverse health consequences from changing the clock, including heart attack, stroke. Sleep experts say a professor in mental health. Says sleep expert Anam Spira, PhD, a professor in mental health. The change is also associated with a heightening risk of mood disturbance and hospital admissions, as well as elevated production of inflammatory markers in response to stress. The potential for car crashes also spikes just after the spring forward. Spira says, no, come on, if you want to get up here. Okay. Spear says a 2020 study found the switch raises the risk of fatal traffic accidents by 6%. 6%. That's a lot of traffic accidents because there are millions of people in the US. All right. Let's scoot up. DST was enacted to conserve energy, but today it may do the opposite. Benjamin Franklin invented the concept in 1784, believing that rising earlier would economize candle usage and save people money. Pushing clocks forward to make greater use of daylight during the warmer months was formally adopted during World War I as part of a global attempt to conserve energy. This rationale is part of what keeps daylight savings time in practice, but the theory is wobbly, according to research like this 2017 paper published in the International Association for Energy Economics Journal. As society has evolved, lighting accounts for less overall energy consumption. Rather, extending the use of daylight hours encourages people to use more air conditioning and heating. Other proponents say the additional daylight in the evening hours during spring and summer are beneficial to the mental health of those who work during the day. That too has been refuted. Data from a 2020 study published in PLOS suggests the change exacerbates mood disorders, depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. So, yes. Let's go back and see. Oh, nobody still. Oh, we have 4 people watching. Why am I not seeing comments? Uh-oh, I'm not getting any comments if you guys are trying to comment. Let me go on my YouTube and find out why that is. Not now. And I hate that you have to do 2 things to get to your channel now. Live. Here we go. Yeah, I see people on my phone. There you guys are. Okay. All right. Hi, Wilma. How you doing? Hi, Deb. Good to see you, Deb. I hope you're doing well. I got my kitty cat here. Let's go into kitty cat mode. He's here. You can't see him too good because he's a black cat. He's so pretty. Hey, did you get my message on Instagram? I did. I got the one about the lives, and we haven't scheduled that yet. I meant to get back to you, Wilma. It wasn't anything you did wrong. I have just been, since this daylight savings time thing, I have been out of it. I really have been out of it. Forgetting things, sleeping too late, going to bed late because of the lighting situation, and just I've been out of sorts for the last couple weeks. Yes. We're still going to do that. We haven't scheduled a date yet, though. I will definitely let you know what date we do schedule that with. So, yeah, that first week, I was so proud of myself because I do sleep late. I'm a night person. So I generally like to stay up late and then sleep late. when I can. Now, when I was working, that was not even in the cards, but now that I'm retired, I've been doing that. So for me to go to bed at 9 now, and then I was getting up at 9:30. And I know that sounds like a lot of sleep to you guys, but sometimes when my knee is really bad or my knees are really bad, I sleep a little extra longer. I think because Deb said it messes her up too. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Did you see my pics of air supply I posted on Instagram? I haven't seen them yet. No, I haven't seen them yet. So I promised to go and look. I'm very excited. You said you had a great time. I'm so glad you got to go. It sounds awesome. So yeah. Yeah. And I know you did you post the video as well or just send that to Jamie, her song? um yeah, this year I really paid attention and I couldn't believe how much it messed me up. I missed a whole week. We did slumber party last Friday, and I said to Jamie, I said, yeah, let's do slumber party this weekend. And she said, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. That I think she would love that. Um, I said, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. And she's like, no, Crystal, it's been 3 weeks. And I'm like, are you serious? I thought it was 2 weeks today. I lost an entire week. Daylight savings, I lost an entire week. I felt like crap, so I didn't have my Wellness Wednesday. Then the next week, I still was tired, but I was, and I was still, like I said, I was getting up at 9:30 before daylight savings time. So they switched it. And for some reason, instead of getting up at 10:30, I was sleeping till 11:30, but I was going to bed later because it was lighter later. So we would go to bed at 9:30, but I wouldn't go to sleep because it didn't get dark till 8. Yeah, I would say 7 or 8. I did get to ask my questions, almost had a seizure afterwards, but drank some water. Okay. Okay. Was it just too much activity and stuff for you? Yeah. Um, because I mean, I'm sure there was tons of excitement. So, yeah. Yeah. And you can get dehydrated if yeah, I can imagine. You're not drinking a lot of water, so you don't have to go to the bathroom and things like that. So yeah, I lost an entire week just so nervous to talk to them. Okay. Yeah. And I think I was in the zombie state that week. I did things. I just don't remember what I did. And yeah, I'm sure it wasn't pleasant that week either. My husband didn't say anything, but I was telling him how messed up I was. So I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm very short with you, but I don't know what's going on with me. And so there was 48 of us in the meet and greet. Okay. Well, that's nice. You probably, yeah, that's not too many. Like too many, so you can't get to see them. So um so that was my experience this year with daylight savings time. If you guys have any experiences you want to talk about with daylight savings time or anything else, feel free to put them in the comments. And so I lost an entire week. I had brain fog. I was irritable. I think I forgot to take my daytime meds a couple times, which is definitely not good for me. And that increases my depression and anxiety when I don't take those. And just crazy, right? And it's just because now I'm paying attention. When you're working, you don't really pay attention. We were all in group. It was awesome. I always have brain fog. To some extent, I do, but that week I was like a zombie. Like I totally forgot that it was a week. I really did. It was like Sunday I went to bed and I didn't really wake up until the following Sunday. And so what I started to do was I said, okay, so I'm sleeping until 11:30, almost 12 o'clock that first week. I don't understand why I didn't just sleep till 10:30 because it was an hour difference, but I think it was because I was staying up later. Because when it starts to get dark, your brain goes into a different mode, like we're getting ready for bed and things. And so that didn't happen until an hour later. So, I think that that also staying up later and then trying to get up at the same time I used to when I would go to bed at 9, it just was a uh, it just was crazy. It was a crazy week. I can't wait to see Vicki Lawrence too, Mama. Oh, you're going to see her too. That is so fun. You guys get to do a lot of stuff. Um, so yeah, going to bed later, sleeping later. So instead of falling asleep by 10:30, which I was doing before, 10:30, um, I wasn't falling asleep until 11:30, 12. And then I wanted to get up at 9:30. I'm going by myself to that one. Ooh, hey Jamie. Well, I hope you'll do okay, Wilma. I know you'll do okay. But yeah, yeah. And oh, what was I saying? Um I still see I'm a little foggy still. I didn't take my medication this morning, which is bad. I should have, but um so daylight savings time. I don't think we need it. Am I alone? I'm dressing up like mama. That'll be fun. Am I alone in the daylight savings time thing? Do you guys think it's unnecessary? I really do. I think if we just went into the spring the way that I mean, the sun would eventually, it would get lighter later and it would get, you know what I mean? It would naturally do the things that we're forcing at that time. Thank you, Deb. Me too. I think it takes everybody off balance. And oh, my cats were freaking out because it's an hour later. So they wanted to get fed at like 6 instead of 7. And my husband was feeding them at 6 instead of 7. And then now they're getting better at it. So he would like do it a little later and later and later. Now they're back to their 7 o'clock. One of the articles or one of the things I read online was that it can take about 2 weeks just to get into the swing of things from daylight savings time. I am good now with daylight savings, but did take some time. Yeah. I just don't think it's necessary. And a lot of the articles I'm reading are saying the same thing. So, yeah. So that's my story. You guys feel free. Our cat gets all messed up with it. Yeah. Yeah, my cats are like, what's going on? What is they're on the bed doing making noise. I heard it stopping, at least in Pennsylvania. They're trying to pass some stuff in Michigan, and it's been like a couple years now they've been trying to pass something, but it would be nice if they stopped it. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. And like I said, not only was I sleeping late and staying up late, when I saw what time I was getting up, 11:30, almost 12, I felt bad because I had slept so late and the day was gone. Because I was so excited I was getting up at 9:30, you know. For me, that's good because when you work swing, which I did for a long time, your clock is off. Your clock is off. Same in Florida. Okay, that'd be great for you, Wilma, if that stops too. I'm hoping that they get in gear. It's just not important for some reason in Michigan. I don't know. I don't think we need it. Yeah. Yeah. I was asleep after 10 last night and up at 8. Is that your normal time, Wilma? Cuz I'm getting back to normal. Like today I got up at 10. Um the day before we went to bed at 8:30. We were tired and I did get up at 9. So I'm getting better. I'm getting into it. Yes. Okay. I'm getting better, but not only did it disrupt my sleep and make me sleep later, I wish they would in California, but don't think they will. Yeah, Michigan there's something in the Congress or whatever up there, but it seems to be just sitting there. I feel I wasted a day sleeping in like you. Yeah. Yeah. I just was depressed because I was like, what now? My whole day is shot. Um and I just felt horrible. Zombie, no focus, and then depressed. So it was a very difficult week for me, to be honest. It really was hard. And I couldn't believe it was just that 1 hour time change did that. That was all it was just a 1 hour. When you say it, it doesn't sound like much, but when it happens, it's really, now that I'm able to pay attention to myself, where when you're working, you're just working. Going to work, coming home, eating, sleeping, going to work, coming home, eating, sleeping, like the hours I was working 12 hours a day, 16 hours, sometimes 6 and 7 days a week. Um, I I was a zombie the entire. Uh-oh. I'm frozen. I I was a zombie the entire time. Here we go. I was a zombie the entire time. What?